I've been in China for almost 18 years. When there was no Didi, there was no WeChat, and my son was just a year and a half, and my daughter was 6 months old. So just imagine having two small kids, toddlers basically, and going around China. I think 2025 was the roughest year.
Yeah.
You're with these people, these human beings that you made, and you're with them from first 18-something years. Suddenly,
Of course.
they're not there. And both my children have very different personalities.
Yeah.
So there's one that we talk twice a day, sometimes thrice a day. And I have one who reminds me that I can only call her every 3 days. It's not the third day yet.
Can you actually tell us how exactly did you prepare them and yourself? Welcome back to Ultra. Thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Nikita and I am your host. Guys, I've been running a nice series of moms raising kids in China. And today I have brought you another mom who has raised not one, but 2 kids in China. It is really a beautiful story because right now her kids are in a university. So she did that from here to here, you know, started from the bottom. Now we're here. So I'm so happy, guys, to have my friend join me today to share her own experience about living in China and raising 2 kids. Rosh, hey girl.
Hey, hi.
Hey,
hello everyone.
darling. Thank you so much for coming, girl.
I'm so happy to be here and get people to know my story and also share a little bit more about myself.
Yes, and I love the fact that you are not just a mom or a teacher in China, but you have a lot. Guys, I've never met such a busy woman in my life.
Yeah.
I actually don't know how you do it, but thank God for this because you are now going to tell us everything about it.
I'll do my best.
Okay, girl. So before we dive into this, can you please tell us, introduce yourself, your name, where you're from, how long you've been in China, and what do you do here?
Okay, well, my name is Rochelle Doran-Ray. People call me Rosh because it's kind of hard to pronounce. I've been in China when there was no Didi, there was no WeChat. And already there, that's quite a challenge. Yeah, we didn't have social media. Does that say how old I am?
It definitely does.
Yeah, so I've been in China for almost 18 years. So it was the first Olympics. We came in and my son was just a year and a half and my daughter was 6 months old. So we came this very quaint town in the middle of nowhere where there was no English signs anywhere. So my AI translator was a notebook that I used to show where I wanted to go to. And my first words were Chile, Chiga, which is here, there.
Yeah.
I just show the drivers where to go. And that was basically our first adventure in China. So I've been here for 18 years. I work as a teacher in the same school for almost 12 years, teaching kindergarten. And we love it. My children, I think, has really embraced the culture. They're quad cultured. And I think Chinese is their biggest, closest culture that they've really embraced and they're really a part of.
I love that. Guys, you know, I've met, I think, maybe 2 people. I think you're the 3rd person that I actually know that mentioned China before everything, you know. I mean, when we see all the things that we are able to do in China, this is one of the things that makes our life easier. This is one of the reasons why we don't want to go back home because China is so easy, you know. You just carry your phone and you have everything going on. You want to order for food, it's at your door in 10 minutes, 15 minutes. So you mentioning that there was once nothing like this and you experienced the before to now. I would actually love
the bare minimum to now to just everything at your fingertips.
Right.
Amazing.
So I would really love you to actually take us back there. I know you did mention the DDs, you did mention the social media and all of that. So can you just tell us how did you actually navigate your life before all this technology and what makes life easier, basically?
Well, for one thing, we came to Lushan. So we've lived in China for, like I said, 18 years, and in 3 different cities. Our first city was a town called Rushan, which is an hour away from Qingdao.
Okay.
And it was, at that time, people would follow me and my kids because they'd never seen a person. No, not only that, but a person with 2 children before. So for them, it was just odd that there is this woman who has 2 children. And they always ask me, are they twins? I go, no.
Wow.
And then they realize, okay, then I'm a foreigner.
Oh,
so just
wow.
that. And then they would like follow us in McDonald's. And back then there was actually no McDonald's. We had to travel an hour away for an actual McDonald's.
Yeah. I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to cut you there a little bit. Guys, this thing about 2 children, like they were following her because of the 2 children. I don't know, maybe some people are not aware of that because I've seen it on TV. This was before I ever came to China, that there was a rule in China before that you can only have, each family can only have one child.
And they changed that recently, like 10 years ago.
So when she was here, that was still like a rule, basically.
Yes, so like I told you, China's changed a lot in so many aspects. Just a point, like where when we first moved to Ningbo, our building around us was all flat. Now there's buildings and yes, exactly. Establishments, hospitals, everywhere. There's no bare lots anymore, and it's just growing. China just continues to grow, and just boom. It's amazing, and to be right in the middle of it.
Got you.
Yeah.
So with the DDs and everything, you said, how did you travel? How did you get yourself from one point to point A to point B, like with no Chinese? And
I had this little notebook that I could put in my pocket. I just wrote down in English with a Chinese translation of all the places I wanted to go.
Who was writing for you? The Chinese guy?
Back then my ex's secretary, so she came really handy. Or she would like travel with us because there was no GPS as well at that time. Yes, there was no GPS. So I feel so old.
But you're hot, girl. Can you tell?
Guess my age. That's the next gay portion.
Yes.
No, yeah. So yeah, and then I would write down all the names, like places I would want to go, and I'd flag down the taxis, flagging down, okay, not sending a location, no, like taxi with your hand. Yeah, it was crazy, but at the same time, it made me stronger and more appreciative of what we have right now.
That is amazing, and we would like to know. Because you're saying you came with your kids, and what was the reason? Basically, did you come for a job, or what? What was the reason to just choose China?
No, at that time I was actually married with my ex-husband then, the father of my 2 children. He's from South Korea, and he had a business. Well, his parents had this huge factory back in Rushan, and so he came to work for his dad, and we stayed there for a while. And then after that, it just didn't work out. We were living a Korean telenovela.
Okay,
So, the evil stepfather. No. It was fine. It was just my ex-husband decided to start his own factory, his own company, and thus we moved to Hangzhou. And from there, from Hangzhou, we found ourselves in Ningbo. And at that time, things just got more busy, and we realized that me and my ex-husband weren't at the same period where it was better for us we just outgrew each other basically then. And I think it worked out for the best. For one, I found my own footing in China. So I work as a teacher, and I think I'm pretty independent and doing quite well.
Yeah. So would you say that teaching is your purpose, or maybe it's something that you found easier to get into?
No, teaching has been running in my blood all my life. My grandmother was a teacher. My mother was a teacher. She actually worked in international school.
Yeah.
So basically everything came full circle for us, where right now I studied international school, and my dream in life was that my children would also get the same opportunity and same chance. And so so my mom taught international school, I'm teaching international school, and my kids actually also studied in international school. So and passion, like I said, teaching is my passion. I was pregnant teaching with both my kids. I remember I just finished a class party for my son. Back then for my kid, for my students, and then at 2 hours later I was in labor While my daughter, I was in the middle of teaching a class, but when I felt the contractions, yeah, I said, "Excuse, I'm sorry, you guys, but I think I need to go." And I headed straight to the hospital.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Yes. So
how did you keep the composure? Like, I mean, I've heard and I've seen in movies that is a very difficult time for women.
Exactly. Well, I had a cesarean for my son, so I didn't really feel the contractions. We were just scheduled. Okay, but he came earlier than expected.
Got you.
So, but with my daughter, I really felt it. It's like this pain, like goes straight up to your spine and all the way to your brain. But yeah, it just tells you, okay, you're
It's
ready for
time.
motherhood.
Yeah.
Again.
Got you.
Yeah, but yeah, it was great. Also, while I was studying for my master's or even my teaching degree, I was pregnant. So they all had that knowledge where I'm still teaching and I'm still inputting knowledge somehow with them.
Got that. That's nice. That's really nice. And you are still studying right now? This is oh no, you graduated.
Yeah,
Right?
I
you
graduated last year.
You've been studying. This is one thing I love about this woman. And what I meant when I said she's the busiest woman I've ever met. Guys, please can you take us through the other things that you're doing, because you have a lot. Like, she's a woman of many hats.
An onion. Feeling well, yeah. So yeah, I was well, I took up my MBA when my kids were younger. When I moved to China, then I took my master's during COVID. In special education. So special education is really something I feel that is not put in a lot of emphasis here in China. Lots of schools treat it normally as something that can be curable quickly, instead it's a process, and it's a getting to know what exactly the kids need to thrive in the classroom. And every child has different needs, and of course it's different issues on what they're dealing with to fulfill their full target to learn.
True. I don't know, maybe the word normally is not the right one, but like, you know, do they recognize? Like, I feel like it's just they turn a blind eye to
Yes,
like,
sadly that's what happens sometimes.
Yeah.
But now I feel, especially the last 3 years, they have become more aware, and they are putting into there's facilities now and different programs where the government actually gives funds to parents who have this kind of with kids with special needs, and they recommend clinics as well, sometimes for free, to help them.
Oh, that is amazing. That is really amazing. Well, I do have a kid in my a student in my classroom who is attending the hospital every Friday, right? So I thought it was just his mom thing, because this is the first parent ever in China that I have, like, you know, met who actually accepts what is going on with the child. And she's like, okay, I know this is what's up, and we are going to do something to help the child. So
it's amazing that they're really into, I think one of the hardest working parents are the ones who have children with special needs.
True. That's very true. Okay, darling. Now, please tell us about your experience as a teacher. And you did mention that you've been with the school for how long? How long was it?
11 years.
11 years. Guys, for everyone who's in China, I'm sorry, but we are hopping cities and changing jobs not because we want to. Sometimes the school shuts down. I've experienced 2 schools shut down. Well, the one I'm working for right now is shutting down. So that's a 3rd time experience. So how do you have your school actually going that long? And also, like, how do you make them renew your contracts? I know it's not only schools shutting down that actually let a teacher go. Sometimes they're just letting a teacher go because, I don't know, they want a new teacher or whatever. So give us tips. I mean, for anyone who's watching who's in China, give us tips. How do you stay in the same school for so long?
I'm famous. Are there assets? No, because the school was barely struggling in the beginning. So me and the other teachers brought together a curriculum or a system that we were able to have a batch of children with great results. I remember my 2 classes back then, kindergarten kids had to take an entrance exam to get into primary school. Now they've cut that, but I remember my batch of students getting to the best top schools in in China. And so my principal made a plaque that this school has products of the best schools all over China. I mean, to the best primary schools in Ningbo. So after that, we had a flood of students coming in. And yeah, so you just get yourself established. But as you know, I'm not a white teacher. So I had there are things still happening like that in China. So I had to double prove myself through hard work and efforts that, it's not all about my skin color or which country I've come from. It's also your methodology of pedagogy of teaching that really makes a difference, and the connection you have with your students, that they can believe that they can learn, and English is fun. And thus I always try to bring about the mindset that English is something that they can do and something that is fun to do. And I hope what I want for my students when they graduate is to have this mindset that they will carry on to want to learn English, that English is important. At the same time, it's something enjoyable, something natural to do.
I love that. Well, thank you for that. I did get the part of, getting higher, studying, more studying, and all of that.
Of course.
Thank you so much for that. Okay, so let's go straight to your children. So you had your children, and can you just give us a background of them growing up, and I mean, they're big now, they're old now, and just give us like a whole thing of how you've been managing staying a hot mom, staying a hot mom, and raising two kids in China.
No, like I said, for me, even just going around wasn't easy. So just imagine having two small kids, toddlers basically, and going around China. Well, it did help that I had a nanny and a babysitter at the same time. So what happened was I made my son go to school early.
Okay, wait, a nanny and a babysitter.
Oh, wait, no, sorry. I'm
thinking it's me who doesn't know that the difference.
So I had so back then, because we were living, that was like such a long, and we were living in a small Quaint town. So it's very affordable to have an all-day IE. So she worked from 8 to 5, and I had a nanny. The IE is like a housekeeper. And then my nanny worked from 1 to 5. So that helped me find still be me and not just go crazy being a full-time mom. So it was just all about balance. I always say it's all about balance. And my kids, I'm so proud of them. It was really rough I think 2025 was the roughest year. Because you're with these people, these human beings that you made, and you're with them from first 18-something years. From every morning you wake up, you see them, because that's what I do. Every time I leave before I go to work, I make sure I give them a kiss goodbye.
Love that.
And then at night, of course, you say goodnight to them. So you see their faces the time you sleep, you open your eyes, the time you wake up, you see their faces, and suddenly,
of course,
they're not there, and it was just
I remember it was terrible. It was hard for you, girl. You're like, guys, don't leave me alone. You're like, just come through, Nikita. Come sleep over, do something. I remember it was really rough for you.
It's just
really
the silence, because my kids are very loud. I mean, there's two of them, but they seem like they're like 4 people. What I realized is, and you see also how my students graduate and come about, is I produce very strong, opinionated, independent people. And I feel my students in my school also have that trait, as well as my own children. And they've always been like that. They've been very strong-minded, very independent. And one thing is, they let me be me. I remember it's the best feeling when you go out on a ladies' night and you have hot cookies waiting for you because your daughter bakes them. Yes. Or my son would cook dinner. Those kind of things. And of course, they can speak like Chinese so well. So they were both my translator.
That's actually what I wanted to speak about.
So they were gone. Zoe would tell me, like, Mama, you have to, before she was leaving, you have to learn to do this by yourself. What's going to happen when I leave? So it's like so weird. Like we change roles. So yeah, at the same time, both my children have very different personalities.
Yeah.
So one is very strong in EQ, and the other one's a little bit more feisty. So there's one that we talk twice a day, sometimes thrice a day, and I have one who reminds me that I can only call her every 3 days. It's not the third day yet. So I don't know what that's. It's so her. So if you meet, she's met Sui, you know how she is. But yeah, but they're thriving so well. And when I left for Australia, so I came to visit them last February, just to make sure that everything is set up and their dorm rooms are good. They have all
was beautiful.
They have all of the food and snacks that they need. And but this time when I came back to China, I actually felt better because I saw how Hoya really adopted and embraced. He was so confident the way he was dealing with people. He was so kind and he was so nice. And I realized, my gosh, like, I'm okay. I raised this kind of person.
You did that, girl.
and I felt so, like, proud of course, of myself. Also proud of them that they were able to adjust, adapt, and immerse in this culture so easily. I mean, not culture, but this world of Australia so easily. And they're doing so well right now.
So beautiful.
And they still party, and I know because I see Zui's Instagram. I said,
Get out of there, girl.
Please don't block me, Zui.
You're blocked after this.
She will block me after this, and I'll never know what's happening.
Oh my gosh.
No, but yeah, we have the same post where you see me and my girls. We're like in a club partying and singing, and then the same thing with her and her friends.
She's grown.
She's Mimi. She's mini me.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, but she has grown, and it's. I'm just really proud of how they've come about. Where I'm also single parent. So, my ex-husband did co-parent with me. I mean, he was an amazing father, always a good provider. So there was never issues about child support or anything. So, and he also was there when the time came with the kids. So in some ways, it molded them to have also a balanced life where there was strictness at the same time, leniency. So I was more the party adventurous. And he was more the discipliner. But, what I would say is like they just were into two different worlds where they found the best of each of us. And I feel like through their father's personal assets and mine, they were able to choose which one would work best for them. Embrace, exactly. So I think it's
lovely. Well, I like the part where you mentioned that you went to your children's dorms. You know, guys, she sent us photos and videos in the group. Yes, like a before where everything, it looked like a tornado had hit. And then
supercalifragilistic. No, it didn't work. It didn't work. It's supercalifragilistic. No, I had to really like clean up.
Love it. I love it so much. I mean, this is something that maybe if you're a parent and you're watching, something you can actually do for your children. Like my mom went, I mean, she saw like my dorm, you know, when I was still going there, but that was the first and the very last time. So yeah, when you getting there and helping them sort it out, you know, and checking like, okay, this is where you put what on. I think that is very amazing. So yeah, if you're a mom and your child is, in university, you can do that for them. It's really nice. I loved what you did.
Thank you.
Okay, now let's talk about the fact that you don't speak Chinese.
Oh my God.
And no, for reals, she doesn't speak Mandarin, guys.
Oh wait, and that's not true. I know all the numbers and I can survive and get by. I cannot do full sentences, but I can do phrases and everything.
Jenny, naga, please.
I didn't even say that.
You can't.
No. So of course
honestly,
not. I'm from by now. I can get by phrases, not full sentences.
Oh, girl.
And also body language, hand language.
Hands and hands.
Hands and
so
body.
where I'm going is,
okay.
children in China, guys, get homeworks. serious, real homeworks. So I want to know who was doing all of that, because you can't read Chinese, you can speak the language. So who was there to actually help your kids, I mean, with the schoolwork, with adapting, all of those things. So who was actually helping with that?
They studied the Ningbo British International School. So Chinese was basically done. Well, they were in grade school. It was like once in the afternoon for 40 minutes, and there wasn't a lot of heavy homework. There were a lot of like worksheets and learning how to write, but they were able to manage to do that by themselves.
Okay.
So even in the homework and schoolwork in other subjects, basically they just let me look at it and make sure everything was good. But there was never really hands-on where I had to like tutor them.
Gotcha.
So this really helped them, like you said, in Australia, where they're very responsible learners. And there was one time where it was I think it was Easter break, and I asked them, I go, they had a 1 week holiday, and I asked them, okay, do you want me to, they said, are you guys traveling or doing something? That they want to stay in their school and finish up with homework. I was like, okay, let me book you at a day trip or a wine tour or something. They go, no, Mama, it's okay. I go, okay, let me give you money. Do you need money to go out? No, we're okay.
Wow.
Yeah, so they're pretty responsible same time with their time and making sure everything works well with their school.
I love that. That is amazing. Well, girl, I love that. I mean, with you saying that the international school, your children went to like a full-on international school.
Yes.
So can you maybe, I mean, explain the difference between international and a bilingual, or like maybe just comparing it, like what is the difference?
Well, the curriculum is UK based. So they have A levels, and the whole system is through the British system.
Yeah.
They all have foreign teachers, and Chinese is taught only during Chinese class.
Gotcha.
And they're immersed in a very international community of international kids. So their classmates are basically students from all over the world.
Yeah.
So they get to learn from each other's cultures as well, which has really helped them become very broad-minded, which what I also happened to me growing up studying international school, being able international citizens and being able to adapt and adjust to different cultures and different mindsets and people's thinking or religion or political thinking. So you are able to adjust more and be at the same time be opinionated and respectful. I think of what other people think.
Okay. So in simple terms, the international school is English based.
Yes.
The bilingual school is Mandarin full-time and maybe one class of English.
I actually teach in a bilingual school. So I have the students the whole morning where it's all fully English immersed classes. The whole environment is in English.
Yes.
And in the afternoon, they go to their Chinese teacher where they, of course, the Chinese style of teaching and Chinese immersion classes.
Got you. So if you would advise maybe a parent to choose between the two, I know that everyone has their like different needs for their kids, but like let's say you are advising a parent right now who's confused and they don't know what to choose for their child, what would it be?
Well, I would think maybe if it depends on what are your future plans for your child, because I knew that my children will not settle in China and will go into university abroad.
Yeah.
I much prefer them to stay in international school. And also based on my own experience, I would love for any parent to have the same opportunities that I did, given the chance to have them study in international school, because it really prepares you for the world.
Got you. So you're saying you already knew that they were not going to settle down like in China. Did you speak about it, or it's something that you as a mother wanted for your children?
As I wanted them to not be in a little bubble.
Got you.
The thing with China is it's an amazing country to be in, but also you don't really face
and explore.
And as a parent, what happened was my children don't have the same struggles as other kids around the world, where there's drugs, there's alcohol, there's sex, there are crimes, there's gangs around them everywhere.
True.
In the corner, in the streets. That is one thing about China. It's the safest country. And the safest country, the best place I feel to raise children, because they really are hindered from all these temptations and all these liabilities, or even get sucked into something like that.
Yeah.
So that was actually also a double-edged sword, because I was worried about my children when they go off to the real world where that's everywhere.
Yeah.
But being, like I said, being more broad-minded and more independent and responsible.
Okay, as your kids are now in Australia, can you actually tell us how exactly did you prepare them and yourself? By the way, guys, Rosh, she has a mansion. She lives in a mansion. Her house is triple stories. She is alone in there right now. Well, because now her kids are in university, of course. I mean, you did mention earlier that it was really hard. I remember, like, we had to, you know, keep you close and all of that on the few days, the early days where Zoe has left, because, of course, when Hoya was gone, you still had Zoe along. So how did you prepare them and yourself, like, into adapting to the transition of, like, you know, mom is not here anymore and your kids are not here anymore. It's just you in the mansion.
It's a villa.
It's a villa, actually, yeah. It's a whole villa.
Okay. Oh, well, I don't really think anyone could really prepare for something like that. They always told me, being an empty nester is going to be hard, but it never really hits you how hard it is until it actually happens.
Got you.
And I think it's just, like I said, the silence. So, well, preparing for my kids, of course, beforehand, I would just give them advice and tell them, like my son, of course, consent is very important as a man. For my daughter, of course, also telling her, you know, just saying no when you're not ready, and telling them that I'm here. I'm here. If there's anything goes wrong, I will buy you a ticket no matter what. Come home. That is always what I tell them. You can call me anytime there's a problem.
I love
At the end, I have to trust them. I have to trust how I raised them to make sure they're making the right choices. And so far, what I've seen with their teenage years here, they've done really well. So I'm just hoping that they carry that on. 6,000 miles away, all the way in Melbourne. So, and we talk and they share. So I think that's important. As for me, like you said, no one really prepares you. What I did do is start renovating my house to make it more single friendly. Not single, not really single, if you know what I mean. But
well, we're revealing that now.
Okay, no, but like, so I converted my daughter's room as my walk-in closet. Sorry, Zoe. So I had more space. She doesn't really sleep there. She used Hoya's room in the end. But yeah, so if you walk into her room, it's just racks and racks of hangers of clothes, and technically, literally a walk-in closet, because it's just clothes everywhere. It's made it very organized. My room is now like a studio where you don't need to leave.
Yep. There's everything.
There's everything there. So there's a refrigerator. There's a
TV.
It's a cable TV, so I really don't need to go downstairs. So my balcony looks like it's a balcony in Santorini with a lemon tree. Thank you, Bella.
Yes.
So with all the lights. So basically, I come in my room. I bring my food there if I want to. I don't need to leave the whole entire night until I wake up the next morning to go to work. So those kind of things where it doesn't seem so massive because you're alone in the house. But at the same time, like my daughter said, so one of the times I was the one crying to her, like, I can't do this. I'm so sad. And she's always the one who's more level-headed, and she's comforting me, and she's like, Mama, you have a beautiful house, and don't forget you have beautiful pets. And it's true. Like my dog and my cats are like my therapy. When I feel sad, I just hug my dog. He's massive. He's an Alaskan Malamute.
He's huge.
60 kilos. Like, so when he stands up, he's taller than both me and Nikita. Anyway, so you just give him a hug and he just feels it. Well, my cats are also adorable. So they keep the house
warm.
Exactly, lively, and things are moving and noisy because they're running around. So yeah, it's
you
great.
forgot about the fish.
Oh yeah, my fish too. Yeah, they bring lights with all their colors. Yeah, so there. So that's what's happened. So it's, I guess I'm taking care of someone.
Yeah.
Being a empty nester, I think that's what you miss, being able to nurture or take care. Because now it's just all about you. You don't have to worry about dinner for somebody else.
Yes.
Or how they feel, what you're going to do. It's just basically all about you for the day. So having my pets there, I spoil them rotten now. Like, what kind of treats do you want? and then yeah, so they're fully stocked in food, basically.
That's
But,
lovely.
yeah. So my home really feels like a home where I feel comfortable and not lonely. So I'm alone, but not lonely.
I love that. Basically. I love that so much. Guys, you can pick up some points from this. It's really important to not forget yourself. And this is one thing I always loved about you, because I remember I did say this other time, I was like, oh, do you feel like you have time for your own self? And you're like, yeah, my kids are independent. This was still when your kids were still here, you know. And I saw that. Like, you did not live like a mom, like I'm just here. Yes, you didn't. No, you didn't shut yourself down. No. You still did your own things. You still went out there and, you know, like, take care of Rosh. And I feel like now that your kids are not here, you're definitely doing it even better and better.
I think also when they were young and I was taking care of them, I always had a me time. Like, so I would leave them with my parents or their dad, and I would travel with some friends. So it was a part where it's just all about me and around my friends and around people that doesn't have to deal with milk or feeding. It's just like a little bit going crazy at times. But yeah, it's also Rosh, the fun Rosh, and not just the mother Rosh.
Love it.
Or I am also a fun mother, so.
Yeah, I love that so much. Guys, we cannot end this episode without Rosh actually giving us tips for the moms, you know? If we have a mom out there and they have 2 or 3 kids, I mean, if she can do it with 2, you can do it with 3 or 4. Or, you know, so what would you say to a mom who is thinking of raising the kids in China?
Okay, so like you told me, I'm very busy. So it wasn't just about work. So I also exercise. I went to the gym. I did yoga. I ran. Boxing. I also did. I'm president of the Rotary Club right now, and I've always been quite active with the Rotary. And Rotary is all about connecting with the community, serving the community. So we will hold charity events. So my children saw that a part of me that I was myself, where they saw me thrive in another setting where it wasn't just me being their mother.
Gotcha.
They saw me in a different light. So one thing that I can tell you, that you are the role model. A parent is a role model of their kids.
That's beautiful.
What they saw in me was, oh, if my mom can do it, I can do it too.
Love that.
They saw how I dealt with people, how I was interacting with people, how social I was, or how I was helping the community.
Yeah, absolutely.
And in their own way, I know they're not going to say, oh, I'm so proud of you, but they are quite proud of me. And it shows how they also deal with people, like I said. So they're turning out through my footsteps, following that way of being able to be good citizens. Because in the end, that is what I want for them, to be good citizens in the community.
Yeah.
Thrive in the community. And so I do lots of speeches. Well, not as good as before, not as good as, I mean, I was worse, but they got better now because I do a lot of public speaking. But one thing about my children is they both did their commencement speeches for their for their classes of graduating high school. And when I went back and watched their speeches, and one thing that they had in common that they said in their speeches was, my mom was always present. And I think being a working mom, it's also very important that I never missed a single assembly. I never missed a single play. I never missed a single soccer game, MUN declamation, any kind of speeches, a dance recital, a sports event. I was always present no matter what, because I showed them that I was there for them. And the help of my school, of course, like I told my principal, it was actually part of my contract. Yes, I said to them.
Oh, that's a good tip, guys. That's a very good tip.
I said to them, if my child has something going on, expect me to, I'm going to take an hour off.
Toodles.
So I would put it from like, International Day. For 13 years, I was there for International Day, where I represented Philippines, served my spring rolls, which is known in Ningbo now. And wore the Philippine national flag. And so there I was also representing Philippines. So if you go to my children's rooms in Australia, you will actually see a Philippine flag on their wall, representing who they are. And they never forgot who they are. And basically, as a parent or as coming from a multicultural, diverse family, always be proud of where you came from, because they will carry that on through their whole lives.
I love this. Thank you so much. Guys, that is a lot of wisdom in there. So please do take some tips. And also, do you have any groups where that actually help with this topic? Maybe like a mom's group or anything like that?
Sexy girls.
Oh, you got sexy girls.
That's our Sexy Saturday group, which she's part of. No, I have to say that I have the Rotary Club. If you want to be a part of a charity, a group of people who want to give back to Ningbo, who wants to serve Ningbo through charity events, through like doing volunteer work in the hospital, doing volunteer work in migrant schools and old age homes, interacting with the community, sharing your knowledge or your culture. Please get in touch with me. It's a great way to get back to the community. As a mom,
comment down below.
As a mom, yes, don't forget to just be. You're not just a mom. You're also a strong, independent woman, and don't lose yourself. So,
love that.
You can hang out with me.
Or you got a new friend. Thank you so much, Raj. Thank you for sharing all your life experiences in China. We appreciate it so much. Guys, I do hope that you enjoyed this episode as we did. Thank you so much. Please do subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Like this video, share it with your friends. You may know somebody who is thinking about maybe coming to China, and maybe they have children. They don't think it's easier for them, or it's possible that they can have or bring their children here. You know, maybe someone is missing an opportunity because there's kids and they think, what would my kids do? So this is something that someone has done, so they can also do it too. Please do comment, share the video, and until next time, this is All Things Relationships Abroad.
Thank you for having me.